Hi everyone, welcome back.
Welcome back to Broken and Outspoken. We are going to be talking today about finding your tribe.
And we're nothing deep.
We're
Today
so
is
excited because there is nothing deep today. And as you can see, we actually dressed appropriately because we wanted to make sure we were as comfortable as possible. This actually truly represents us as individuals. I love to be completely casual, more like athleisure wear. Is that what it is?
That's it. Not as opposed to the leisure suit.
As opposed to the leisure suit.
Yeah, you may be too young to know about those.
No.
Sadly, no.
With the whole square pockets and everything. What is it? What are those?
No, the leisure suits are made out of polyester.
Oh yeah, no. You'd have to explain that to me.
Yeah, you're too young for that. And I like to wear dresses, so this is my summer casual. Dresses all the time in the summer, except at work where it's freezing.
It's always cold at work.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? I get so excited for summertime and I'm like, oh yes, I can wear all my warm stuff, but yet I still end up dressing as if I'm going...
And then putting the fleece on.
Yeah, so as if I'm going out and it's winter.
So why did I spend 20 minutes picking a cute top to be zipped up to my chin?
With the cute open-toe shoes
no, I don't do that.
I don't even get to wear anymore.
Not at work.
Because I'm freezing all the time anyway. And then I have to put my flats on and find the cute flats all the time that wear down so fast because they're flats.
It amazes me when people have open-toe shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, are your feet not freezing?
But I think
your toes are cute, though.
But it goes back to when you're younger. It's like, I look good, but I'm super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I
go for comfort.
You bet.
And this is why I'm like this. And there's a reason why. So we wanted to talk about finding your tribe. And part of finding your tribe is you have to be comfortable. And you have to know yourself.
Yep.
And in order to do that, I mean, you have to go and grow and break and put yourself together, talk about it, be outspoken, all the things that kind of led us into episode 6 that we're on right now.
Finding your tribe.
Finding your tribe, which Lotus and I actually spoke about. And we're not going to say what the episode numbers are anymore. Because we're going to lose track at this point.
Because we have now exceeded 1 hand's worth.
Isn't that amazing?
And now we're on 2 hands.
Is that amazing?
And eventually I'm going to run out of fingers.
Which I'm kind of excited about that because
absolutely.
I remember when we were, no more absolutely. We said this now in multiple episodes. We're not going to talk about that word anymore.
I'm trying.
I think every time, we should actually put it out there. Every time we say that word, we're going to do like a shot of absolute or something. Yeah. I think we're going to have to do that.
Oh, that won't be good for me.
But it's kind of like a swear jar.
I know.
You know how
but a swear jar would work better for me than taking a shot.
But I think we should do that because part of our podcast and part of this is fun. We're not going to be doing this. That's right.
Dang it.
That's 2 shots for her already, guys. 2 shots.
All right.
See my point?
At dinner tonight, 2 shots.
2 shots. But now we're going to start bringing it on the show or something like that because we have to include everyone and we want to hold you accountable.
I think we need to talk to the Absolute company, though. Because if we're going to be doing that, I'm going to need someone to fund it.
Yes.
Because I'm really bad with that.
And there's different flavors, so we get to pick which one you want.
I don't know if I like the flavors.
You want a straight shot?
If it's cold, it's good.
Oh, all right. So we're going to get a little mini freezer in here. We'll add it to our studio, our homegrown studio. We'll add it in here, and then I have no problem. I will go right across the way. You guys can't see where I'm pointing, but it's across the way over here.
The other side of the room.
Other side of the room. We'll have a freezer in here. We'll have our little flavored absolutes. I want a flavor. I won't go like straight and just be like, no. It's got to taste good for me. And maybe instead of coffee in here, I'll switch this to something else, and then we'll start adding it to here. And we'll
No. A shot's a shot's a shot.
I don't know.
You don't get to add it to anything.
All right,
a shot's
so
a shot.
We're going to have some cute ones. There we go. We're going to have to start having Broken and Outspoken merchandise. So why don't we have shot glasses?
Yeah.
Right?
I think we have some phone calls to make this week.
We do. We're going to have some fun with this. Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I love my Absolute. You know that.
Part of finding the tribe. There we go. Absolute. If you're out there, we're going to start adding you on here. You're going to be part of our tribe very soon.
Hashtag
Absolute in this episode. Big time. So that's going to go in our content creation team.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
So finding our tribe.
Your tribe. So your tribe are the people you pick. The people that you're comfortable with. The people you can open up to. The people that know you best and love you still. Yeah.
Hearts. And we love finding tribes because the best part about it is they never stop. We continue to find them as we go.
Yes.
And you can add as many in as you want, as little in as you want. You can say, oh my gosh, my friends are so big or so small, or I can only maintain this much, or you know what, I just met this person at, I don't know, the nail salon and I really like them. I'm sending my vibes out my way, which again, can be just the way you dress. It could be your hairstyle. It could be the types of glasses you like, the types of shoes you like. It could be the music you're listening to as you're passing someone. It could be in a store and you're in the aisle and you're looking at a product. It could be so many different ways you find your tribe.
What about that group of ladies that I saw at Panera? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to join your book club. And they're like, come on over.
And we laugh, right? We so laugh at people too, because book club is like one of those things. It's like, what is it, cliche? Almost like, oh, you go over the age of, I don't know, 30s or 40s, and the only thing you could do to be like a socialite is get a book club, right? You know, go join a book club, and you're like, why? All you do
So
is
not
read?
true.
Like, you're so old. That is not even close to it.
Nope, a book club is more of a social thing rather than a reading. And your friends that are in your tribe, they can be in multiple tribes. So just because you and I are in one tribe doesn't mean that you can't be in one of my other tribes. And it doesn't mean that our third wheel can't be in our other tribe. Doesn't mean that we can't have a fourth wheel.
Spice it up.
Exactly. Like coming up, we're going out Wednesday. I think we need to have the bigger tribe on Friday.
And by bigger tribe, we mean more in depth, more culture, more dynamic to it. So when you're
More
younger,
people, more experience.
when you're younger, you typically stick to like one tribe, whatever you're into sport wise, right? But how many times do you see people, they're crossing over into other groups? Like you're in a basketball tribe over here, but at the same time you play softball or you sing or you dance. These are different tribes you're bringing together. One might not overlap with the other, but guess what? You overlap with the other. So you might be that person bringing it together, mixing it together. Same thing happens when you're older.
Yep.
Except I think we get a little bit less pressure from society when we're older.
Yes, because then it's you. It's like, all right, well, and who expects you to be part of that, right? When you're older, it's like, oh, she's the mom, she's the aunt, right? So where does she get off having a social life? No, you constantly have to have that social life. You need that outlet. You need more than just your little family. You need more than just your relationship, husband, wife, whatever your significant other is. You need, and there are times when your tribe could be your family, right? But usually your tribe is who you pick rather than who you're stuck with.
Who you're born into.
Right.
What you're born into.
That's so much nicer than saying
Right?
stuck
Who
with.
you're stuck with. This is it. That's all blood right here. No.
That's it. You're stuck. That's it. You're done. No. So your tribe is usually who you pick. So I have a couple of very, very dear close friends. You know that. I talk about them all the time. One I've known since I was 4. I mean, I've known her entire life pretty much. The other one I met in the 80s through work. And we are super close, even though she doesn't live near me. But we keep in contact. We talk on the phone. I'm going to get to see her this summer. I'm super excited.
That is nice.
Because I haven't seen her since last fall because she doesn't live near us.
So great.
I have another one very dear friend that I met through my son Evan. She's the one that I used to see every Thursday. But she moved away. And she's coming home this week, so I'm super excited. I'll get to see her.
Great.
And then there's you.
Who
So
am I? No, I'm just kidding.
you're my adopted daughter.
I know, isn't that funny? Aw.
So, and I've had other friends through the years. I mean, I have a very good friend that lives in Connecticut. I talk to her, but only on Facebook. And it's not for a lack of anything else other than she's got a family. I have a family. And she's who I met Russ through. She's the one I met Russ through. And it's not that she's not very important to me, because she really is. I just don't talk to her that much because we're both so busy. But we keep in touch on social media. So I feel that connection.
Yeah.
Which
That
makes
works for
me feel
you.
good. Right. And it works for her.
Yes.
And it does, just because you have someone or a best friend or your tribe, right? Our tribes, doesn't mean you have to talk to them every day. It doesn't mean you have to see them every day.
Yeah.
We all have lives.
Yes.
We have our tribes at work. And we're going to see them this week. But it doesn't mean that we talk to them every day. We don't see them every day, even though we work in the same building.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. And think about it. What we went through something recently where we found out about the wheel of life, right?
Yes, the
that
wheel
was
of
something
life.
that I thought was very cool. And when you talk about the wheel of life, there's so many different compartments of life. And I'm kind of stealing this from a life coach, but not really because I'm not going to use everything in it. But just the simple sense of we tend to, we, meaning society, anyone, we tend to focus on one part at any given time.
Right.
And it's usually the part we're not happy with for whatever reason. If a lot of people just take whatever you're not happy with, flip it, and say, okay, I'm not happy with this, but how can I take this, harness it, and use it so I can be happy with it?
Fix it.
Fix it.
How do I fix it?
How do I fix it? How do I fix it and make it something? Make it into a vibe that I can send out. How do I find some type of tribe out of this? Usually half the time we're not happy because we don't know how to fix it.
Right.
So we just need support in that little piece, whether it's a finance piece, whether it's a home life piece, whether it's a relationship piece, a friendship piece. It could be anything within there. It could be like we're talking about the family. Family overlaps with friends oftentimes.
Yes.
It could overlap with career. It could overlap, and then we get down on ourselves. And we get down on ourselves so easy, everybody. Like it is so much easier to get down on ourselves than it is to take that and lift someone else up. And I find one of
It's
the
easier
easiest
to lift people up.
yeah, but did you ever realize when you get down on yourself, if you just take yourself out for a second and go pay it forward, you feel so much better about yourself instantly. And it doesn't even matter what you were worrying about
Because it's
you feel
gone.
better.
Right. It's like you're walking, and I've talked about this before, you're walking down the hall at work. I say hi to everybody. It kills me when people are like,
Yeah,
not going to say hi,
a
not going to
funk.
look up, just going to walk.
in a funk.
It's like, really? Does it hurt you to say hi?
In a
I think
funk.
it would make you feel better if you said hi to people, and I'll say hi to people in the store and whatever, and that's why my kids are like, you're the mayor. I'm like, yeah, no. But you know everyone. I don't really know all of them, but I will say hi to them if you make eye contact.
And don't you feel
No.
like that helps finding your
Yes.
tribe? And they don't necessarily have to be your tribe in the sense of you're talking to them every day and you're doing this, but you're doing that. But you make someone feel good. And that person, when you make them feel good, spreads it to other people.
Yes.
And that is more contagious than any kind of cancer, any kind of bad, infectious, negative, bleh. Like, there's so many people, right? And we walk past them, just like you said. And we spend more time talking about that afterwards. Like, what is up that person's you know what? Like, why are they so miserable and unhappy? Whereas if someone does something good, kind of like I think we did a snip in one of our other episodes,
We did, yep.
you think about it all day long and it lasts so much longer than that nonstop negative emotion that you sit there and you're like, what could be making this person so incredibly miserable?
So when we talk about finding our tribe, it's not only that we need them when we're down, we need them when we have issues. It could be that we need them just to have fun, like the book club, right? It's just a bunch of people, and it could be all women, it could be all men, it could be women and men, it could be going to a baseball game. It's just that fun social event, but that brings so much joy. Just like if you're having a crisis and you bring your tribe in, like, all right, the call goes out, bang on them war drums, I need my tribe. I'm struggling with this or that. Your tribe comes, they support you. In the end, everybody may feel better. The person with the crisis may or may not feel better, depending on the severity of the crisis, right? But you don't always have to have a crisis to have your tribe nearby.
Exactly.
It could be like, hey, want to do dinner this week?
Yeah.
Let's go to the winery.
And they know. And they always make you feel better. And just like solving a problem, any kind of problem that comes up, it's support.
Yes.
It's something that you need that fills some type of void.
Yes.
And it's comfort. And that comfort allows you to get to that next step.
Yep.
And I think it's funny what you said too, with also needing someone or someone needing you, because you might not need anything at that point in time, but they might, because they're the people that you pick out based off of whatever it is that they're fulfilling for you or whatever void it is that you have at that moment.
Right.
They're already challenging you and you don't even know it half the time. So they're
Talk about
challenging you to be a better person every single day because they have qualities that you don't even realize that you're probably lacking. So you're subconsciously challenged all the time. So like perfect example, you know how me and you always talk? And I'm always like, God, Lotus, you're so good at this. It's not my skill to be envious of, but it's my skill to always think of like, she is really good at this. It might not be something that I need to be good at, but in my head, I'm already thinking, well, if she's really good like this, eventually one day, if I want to be like that, I know that I can go to her and harness that skill and capability. So it's a mental challenge that I know that if I really want to harness it one day, I can do it, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
There's lots of things.
That's 3.
That's 3. She's going to be drunk later. Same type of thing. You might not need it at this point in time. You might see it later on down the line because subconsciously you're like, something is drawing me to her. I don't really know exactly what it is. We vibe, because again, we're sending out those vibes, but it might not be something that I'm necessarily interested in pulling out of her right now, but
I might need it in the future.
I might need it in the future.
Or I may just want to learn it.
That's it.
Because maybe it's a skill set that I will never use, but it's fun to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when we moved into this house and we were changing all the outlets and all the light switches, and I'm like, I want to do it. I may never change another light switch in my life, but you know what? I can.
And you have the
I know
support.
how.
And you have the
I have
support.
the support. My support team told me, don't touch this and that. Here's your ground. Here's this. So they're there for me.
Mm-hmm.
They are my tribe.
Yeah.
And now I can change a light switch.
Yeah. And it goes back to that whole, when everyone says when you have kids and stuff, it takes a whole
Village.
And we
Takes
kind
a
of
village.
sit back and we're like, oh my God, who has a village? What about the people that don't have family and stuff like that? Well, you have a tribe, right?
You have a tribe.
You eventually lean on your tribe. You eventually start to learn how to trust other people. You eventually realize that you might not have come into it with that, but eventually, based on what your needs are and what you start to see in other people, it comes to you.
Oftentimes, as a young parent, that's how you get your tribe. Through your children, through your children's friends' parents, right? Mommy and me classes, preschool, swimming, scouts, baseball, football, what have you. And oftentimes that's where you find your people. And they will stay with you or they won't. Life, like I've met so many parents through the lives of my 3 children. And some of them I'm still very good friends with. And some of them I just don't see or they've moved away or, whatever. But at that moment, they're part of your tribe. And your tribe changes. It changes through life. I mean, I have, like I said, my friend from childhood and my friend since 1986, but like I don't have all my friends from high school. Some of them I do see on social media or whatever, but they evolve. Your tribe changes and, it's like anything in life.
Normal. Evolution.
Yep.
What was that saying? I think there's something like some people last for a season, some people last for a lifetime, and then there's some people that come in just for a brief appearance.
Yes, something like that.
Something along those lines.
When you
And
need them.
Yes.
Something like that. When you need them, they're there or something.
yes, but everyone serves a purpose for whatever it is that they're coming in at that juncture. And you choose at that point. They could not be in for the long haul.
Right.
And there could be a reason for that. Or they could be in the long haul and they could be making a brief appearance. We could be seeing them later on down the line. We always hear,
Yes.
it's such a small world. Keeps getting smaller all the time. We never know. That's where all these other hypocrisies come up and these other weird things where people are like, what did they say? When they're like, oh my gosh, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. When you thought of something and it just came to you and you're like, deja vu.
Yes.
Deja vu. And they're like, oh, deja vu. I'm like, deja vu? I'm like, what do you mean deja vu? Do you believe in reincarnation? Like, what are you seeing that you thought of? Did you dream about it? Was it a premonition? Like,
Yeah, well, with deja vu, you feel like you've already lived this.
yeah.
And it's such a weird feeling.
It's a weird feeling.
It is such a weird feeling.
But there's something to that because think about it. You meet people in your life all the time and there's such a comfortable feeling to you. Why do we bond with some people easier than others? I couldn't tell you that. I don't know. I can tell you it does happen.
Oh, yeah.
There's some people you meet and you could be the nastiest person in the world, but for some reason, they just get you. And you're like, I can talk to you. And you're like, well, why can you go up to this person and talk to this one? No problem. But you've known me for 20-something years, and you've never been able to speak to me that way.
And it's true. I mean, like, in your tribe, in your people, there's certain ones that you feel that you can talk to about this, or certain ones you feel you can talk to about this, and certain ones you feel you could talk to about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and during your crisis, it's like, okay, which person or group is the best one to help me?
Yes.
And during your celebrations, you want them all there
Yes.
because they are your people in totality.
Yes.
So you want the whole tribe to come celebrate with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but during crisis, it's like, okay, this is a crisis for this group or this friend or these people, you know, which is, it's interesting as as you sit there and you like, okay, who can I lean on for this?
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you cherry pick a lot depending on who it is that you're with?
No,
You
I don't think
that
so.
they're all equally? Do you think there's a value to, and I only ask this not to put you on the spot or anything, I feel like within tribes, especially depending on the size of the tribe, I feel like it's a lot easier for people to go through them and cherry pick their way, like kind of what you said. I know I'm not really going to get the response I'm looking for from this one.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
let me
that I
go
don't.
to this one
that I don't do.
instead.
Absolutely not.
Because
Absolutely not.
what are you really getting out of that?
They're going to tell you what you want to hear, so you get nothing. There's
Does
no
that
value.
work? Is
No.
there a value in that?
I don't think so. I don't think in the long run there is. It may give you instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like looking in the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
Yeah.
You know, and they're going to say, yeah, it's you. But is it really?
Well, that goes back to your own self-thoughts, right? At
Right.
the end of the day, you only have yourself to go back to and lay your head at night, and you can't lie to yourself. You can lie to other people as much as you want, but the truth is in you every day.
Yes.
You're the one that has the phone calls coming to you. You're the one that has the people coming to you. You're the one that has the truth there to lie your head with every single night down and say, am I my best person at this point? Am I my true self? Or is there something that there is like still continue to be working on, like our work in progress that we all are?
And yeah, I was going to say, there's always something to still be working on because nobody's perfect. And I don't think anyone feels that they're perfect. I mean, okay, maybe a narcissist does, but normal people don't.
But there's a lot of narcissists in the world.
Yeah.
So narcissists, wouldn't you normally address them as a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you keep a narcissist out of your tribe when you're putting your tribe vibes out there? Because I think that's important to our conversation also.
I don't think in the beginning you would know that. I think that comes with time and learning your tribe. You know, like you said, you may vibe with somebody really easy and say, oh, this is part of my tribe. This is my people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as life goes on, and then you realize that person really isn't who I thought they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're not true to me. They're true to themselves or someone else. And I don't want them in my tribe. So you don't, depending on the situation, you could cut them out like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're done. I don't want you. You're not my people. You're not my tribe. You're gone. Or you can just kind of like wean off of them.
Distance.
Distance, right. Don't include them to your whatever.
Do you think there's an easier way or an easier age for when we find our tribe? Or how to find the tribe?
Adolescence is tough. No, absolutely. We're going to just throw that one right out. Because in school age kids, whether it's kindergarten all the way up through graduation, it's just tough. I think it's tougher for women because girls are mean,
Yeah.
right? Girls are mean. And I can say this because I've had boys. So I don't have that girl experience. So in my
I have the girl
opinion,
experience, and they're mean. It's just hard.
right. I mean, I can only talk about, I was a girl, right, in school, and I was picked on and bullied here and there. So I know girls are mean.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't think there's an age where you could say the 20s were the best or the 30s were the best. I think it truly depends on your circumstances, what you're looking for, what you need, where you are in life, right? So you may be somewhere different in your 30s than I was, right? You may be somewhere different in your 50s than I was. I don't think there's a way to say one age is better than another. What do you think?
So I think it does have a lot to do with the mental status. I think it has a lot to do with when you broke, when you actually became okay with the fact that you're breaking or that you have broken, or like we talked about, have broken many times before. I think it's a mental game. I think it really is when you can train your brain to say, I'm breaking. It's okay that I'm breaking. It's okay that I've broken. Kind of back to our strength quotes oftentimes. Cry, grab your coffee, have your moment. BMG, our bitch, moan, and groan. Or BMW, bitch, moan, and whine, depending on the person. And sorry for those that are coming on here and, you want it censored a bit. This is censored. But you need to be able to have those moments and be okay with having those moments, because oftentimes I think people feel that if they have that day where you put the sword down and you stop fighting the good fight, that means you've lost.
Or a weakness.
And it's a weakness.
And it's not.
And it's not. You need those moments to breathe, because I'll even tell you, as we're going through this journey, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It is so exhausting. And there's days where we're sitting and I'm just like, is it worth it? Like, is it worth it to film? Is it worth it to make sure we're promoting? Is it worth it to figure out how to do content creation? Guys, it is not easy. Is it worth it to work with people on it? Is it worth it to continue to fight the good fight and speak? Who are we helping? But then after those moments pass, after the anxiety passes, after those down moments pass, I sit there and I actually say, it is worth it, because there was a moment that we thought about it. There was a fire that lit us. There was a passion that had us invest and put the time in and the energy. And even if it helps 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or whomever it is that we just come into contact and talk to, we have already done our job very well. And those are the types of things that make me sit back and say, okay, we're fine. We're doing a good job. And I'm happy with that, and I'm satisfied. And that goes back to that mental strength. So tribe it up, vibe it up. My husband laughs at me all the time, and he's like, oh, you need to be funnier. And I'm like, this is me funny. You've just been married to me for too long, so you don't think I'm funny anymore. So that's why.
And your daughter thinks the opposite. She's like, that's not you. You're not my mom.
Oh my gosh. She's like, you're too nice. I'm like, what, am I never nice at home? Are you kidding me? What about when I rip the blankets off of her every 5 seconds and she's just like, brah. I said I'm going to come on here and start doing like skits of what I deal with in the house. That'll make me real funny real fast, because
No.
it's crazy the stuff I deal with. It's insane.
But that's because you're a mom.
I know.
You're a mom of little children, and this
mom skits all day long.
that. Let's not.
It's like, I'm telling you, that song I heard, Dollhouse, everyone has to project that their life is so perfect and everything's perfect, spit, shine, choose, this, that. No, I think the best part about it is nothing is perfect, and it's so funny, the fact that everyone tries to project that. I'm like, I will project the exact opposite and be the unfavorable one.
No,
because
I love those signs that say, sorry, the house is a mess. I'm out with my kids. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's been me my whole life, right? But now my kids moved out and the house is still a mess because they come home. They come home and make a mess. And I'm like, you had to see the living room this morning before you came.
But see, I don't mind that. And that's why, like I said, we're each other's tribe. It doesn't bother me.
No, I know. You're good. But then, me as a homeowner, I'm like, oh my gosh, this living room was clean a month ago. And he came home and he's in the middle of multiple projects. So we're going to leave it at that. And all his projects are now sitting on his bed because I picked them all up out of the living room.
Yeah.
Dumped them on his bed. He's going to get home from work tonight and go, where am I going to sleep?
But that's what you need. But you need people that are like that. And you need to be able to say, okay, this one come over, that one come over. When you realize things are just one-sided, that's not your tribe.
No.
It has to be both-sided. And guess what? It doesn't have to be 20 plus friends.
No.
You can have a tiny group of friends, and that's more than enough. If you're one of those people that are blessed to have, like, you know, the entire dance squad or cheer squad or whomever, like, doing cartwheels, God bless you. Please. I just hope they're not coming to my house because I am not feeding everyone nonstop. I don't want to live at the store.
No, I like my tribes because my tribes are, they're my support.
Yeah.
They are my heart. And I get to see them all at different increments. And like I said, unless there's a celebration, I don't see them all together. And now, you know, one lives down in Florida. My girlfriend, Susan, I get to see her once a month. We go out to dinner. And that's our time where we sit there and we regroup, we review the entire month. What happened this month? You know, how's this one? How's that one? You know, whatever. You know, and then at the end, it's like a huge hug, and it's like, I love you, and I'll see you next month. And there's that excitement that I'm going to see her, you know, the following month, and it, you know, it's great. And my girlfriend in Florida, you know, it's like, I'll call her, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know, how's this? I can't wait to see you. I'm going to see you this summer when I come down. You know, things like that. So to me, having multiple tribes and different times and whatever gives me more of a social life. But it's different for me because I don't have little children. So like you're a little bit more time constrained. Like, you know, I wanted to go out Wednesday and Friday this week. You're like, I don't know if I can go out both days.
I'm like, my poor husband needs a date night at some point.
Well,
because
that's
he's
next
just like-
Saturday.
He's like, social calendar is filling up. I'm seeing that you're putting date night on here. When? And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's a friend calendar here. It's this, it's Tenley, it's Miles, it's this. He's like, yeah, I don't mind, but when are we hanging out? And I was like, yeah, girls, I might have to schedule a date night in sometime soon.
That's next Saturday.
I know. But
I've
he's so
scheduled that for
sweet
you.
because he's so easygoing. But at the same time, I'm like, I do have to reground myself, and I'm like, the tribe is great.
Yes.
But you have to have your balance at home too, and you have
That's
to
more
also
important.
have your balance with your kids because, exactly. There's no book that comes out that says, this is my child, this is what they need, this is how they feel loved. And it is a constant juggle to make sure that my daughter is being parented and cared for the way that she needs it and that works for her. And my son is being parented and cared for the way that he needs it and that works for him because their love languages are so different. And the way that I send and receive is so drastically different. And I wouldn't feel like I'm a good parent if I put any of that to the side and handled my own needs selfishly. So it is a constant battle, it's a constant struggle, but
As a mom of young children, absolutely.
guess what? My tribe helps me with that.
Yes.
And that's the fourth one for you. So you're having 4 shots of Absolute.
Oh, and guess what? It is time to start.
There we go. She's going to be drunk, everyone, by the end of the night. So
Well, first we're going to cook. We have to cook first. So
be cooking.
hot dogs, hamburgers. I made the potato salad. I made the apple crisp.
Going to be a great time. But everyone, summer is here. So cheers to summer.
Cheers.
Have
to
your
summer.
best. And we will be back in touch when our episodes start flying fiercely. So
Soon.
happy summer and talk soon.